She pointed. She laughed. And 30 million people watched it happen. What nobody knew, what she didn't think anyone would ever find out, was that the body she was using to mock someone else wasn't even real. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoy stories like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who'd love it too. The gym footage was 11 seconds long. That's it. 11 seconds. No music. No caption. Just a shaky phone camera, a crowded weight room, and a woman in a coral pink sports bra leaning toward her friend, hand raised, smirk barely contained, pointing directly at a heavyset woman on the treadmill 30 feet away. The heavyset woman had no idea. She was staring straight ahead, earbuds in, moving at her own pace, doing exactly what people go to the gym to do. The woman in the pink sports bra whispered something. Her friend covered her mouth. They both laughed. Someone at a nearby bench caught it on camera without them noticing. That video sat in someone's camera roll for 4 days before it went anywhere. And when it finally got posted, no names, no tags, just the raw clip, nothing happened for about 6 hours. Then a fitness account with 2 million followers reshared it. By morning, everything changed. Her name was Jade Calloway, 29 years old, based out of Scottsdale, Arizona, personal trainer, brand ambassador, and one of the most recognizable faces in the mid-tier fitness influencer space. Which sounds like a backhanded compliment, but in her world, it was everything. She had 1.4 million Instagram followers, a YouTube channel pushing 800,000 subscribers, a partnership with a supplement brand that paid her enough to lease a Range Rover and move into a high-rise with floor-to-ceiling windows and a view of Camelback Mountain. She had built all of it, every last follower, on one thing: transformation. Her content was structured around before and after. Her entire brand identity was built on the idea that she had once struggled, had once been somewhere darker, had fought her way to where she was now. She posted gym selfies with long captions about discipline and consistency. She sold an online coaching program for $197 a month. She had a highlight reel on her profile titled The Journey. Photos and videos, she claimed, chronicled her transformation over 5 years. Her audience trusted her completely, and that trust was the foundation of every dollar she made. The clip spread the way wildfire spreads, not all at once, but in waves. First came the comments on the reshared post. Mostly outrage, people tagging their friends using words like disgusting and shameful and who does this. Then came the quote tweets, then the reaction videos, then the Reddit threads trying to figure out who she was. It took less than 48 hours. Someone recognized her gym bag, a very specific limited edition collaboration between a fitness brand and a streetwear label. Someone else recognized the gym itself from a background detail in one of her older Instagram stories. A third person cross-referenced the coral pink sports bra against her tagged posts. Her name was everywhere by Wednesday morning. Jade woke up to 6,000 new notifications and a DM from her supplement brand that simply read, "Call us. Urgent." She didn't call them back right away. Instead, she did what a lot of people do when they're panicking and they know they're wrong, but they're not ready to admit it. She logged on to Instagram and posted a selfie. Smiling, new workout outfit, caption about staying focused and blocking out noise. The comments section became a crime scene within minutes. Here's where the story gets more complicated. Because while the internet was busy dissecting Jade's behavior at the gym, the pointing, the laughing, the complete indifference to another human being's dignity, a woman in Charlotte, North Carolina was sitting at her kitchen table, watching something very different. Her name was Priya Menon, 26 years old, a graphic designer by trade. She had followed Jade Calloway for almost 2 years, not because she wanted to be Jade, not because she admired her lifestyle. She followed Jade because Jade's transformation story had convinced her that change was possible. Priya had been working through her own complicated relationship with food and exercise for most of her adult life. Nothing clinical, nothing dramatic, just the ordinary kind of struggle that doesn't make for compelling content, but quietly shapes a person's entire self-image. She had bought Jade's coaching program 8 months earlier. She was still in it, and now she was sitting at her kitchen table watching the clip on a loop, thinking about something she had noticed 6 weeks ago and had almost said something about, but hadn't. She opened her laptop. She pulled up a folder she'd saved. Then inside were 3 screenshots. 6 weeks earlier, Priya had been doing what a lot of people do when they're deep in someone's content rabbit hole at midnight, scrolling back through old posts, looking at photos from years ago, cross-referencing them with recent ones. It wasn't supposed to be anything. She was just curious. But something looked off. The lighting in 2 older transformation photos was slightly inconsistent in a way that didn't match the claimed time of day. A shadow on Jade's arm fell at an angle that didn't match the shadow behind her on the wall. In one specific before and after side-by-side, Jade's most used, most shared transformation image, the one that anchored her entire coaching sales page. Priya noticed something about the jawline, about the way it curved, and about the smoothness of the transition between neck and shoulder. Priya was a graphic designer. She had spent 4 years working professionally with image editing software. She knew what natural human anatomy looked like under different lighting conditions. She knew what compression artifacts looked like. She knew what liquify tool distortion did to pixels near the edge of a body. She took screenshots. She made notes. She almost sent a message to Jade directly. Then she talked herself out of it, told herself she was being paranoid. Told herself she was probably just looking too hard because she was frustrated with her own progress. She closed the folder and went to bed. For 6 weeks, the folder sat there. Now, watching the gym video on loop, the pointing, the laughing, at the woman on the treadmill who never knew. Something shifted in Priya. She opened the folder again. She spent 2 hours on a Tuesday night running the images through a photo forensics tool she had used professionally, the kind that analyzes pixel-level data. Error, level analysis, metadata, compression patterns. The kind that can tell you with a fairly high degree of confidence whether an image has been altered. The results weren't subtle. Every single transformation photo on Jade's coaching sales page showed significant signs of digital manipulation. Not filters, not lighting adjustments, not the normal editing everyone does. Liquify distortion, waist reduction, hip reshaping, jawline refinement. In 2 photos, the manipulation extended to her arms and thighs. And the before and after that had convinced Priya to spend $197 a month on coaching, the image of a real person's real body changing through real effort, was built on something that had been digitally engineered. Priya sat with that information for a long time. Then she wrote a post. She didn't tag Jade. She didn't use her name in the first draft. She wrote it as an explanation. A breakdown of what photo forensics tools can show, what the specific manipulation artifacts look like, and what she had found when she applied those tools to the images in question. She included the screenshots. She included the forensic analysis outputs. She wrote it the way a professional explains a technical finding. Clearly, without drama, without rage. Then she added the name. She posted it at 11:43 p.m. on a Tuesday. By Thursday afternoon, and it had been viewed 4 million times. Jade Calloway had been managing the first crisis, the gym video, with the standard playbook. A delayed public apology, Vague language about a bad day and a moment of weakness. No direct acknowledgement of the person on the treadmill. Her PR instinct was to let the news cycle burn through it and move on. The second story made that impossible. The supplement brand didn't just ask for a call this time. They sent a formal notice of contract suspension pending review. The coaching platform that hosted her $197 a month program froze new enrollments and issued a statement saying they took content authenticity seriously. 3 other brand partnerships went quiet simultaneously. More significantly, and this part moved slowly at first, and then all at once, people who had bought her coaching program started talking to each other. In a private Facebook group that had originally been created as a community for her clients, a thread appeared. The title was a question. Did anyone else notice the photos looked off? Within 24 hours, the thread had 847 replies. There was a woman named Deborah, 51 years old, from outside Columbus, Ohio. She had been in the program for 14 months. She had spent just over $2,700. She wrote in the thread that she had cried watching Jade's transformation video the day she signed up because she had recognized something in it. Because she had believed that someone who looked the way Jade looked had once stood somewhere close to where Deborah stood. I didn't need her to be perfect, Deborah wrote, and I just needed her to be real. That comment got shared outside the group. Then something unexpected happened. Someone found the woman from the treadmill. She had been identified, carefully, gently, by someone in the Reddit thread who had recognized her from a local running group's public Facebook page. They hadn't posted her name publicly. They had messaged her privately. Her name was Simone, 34, elementary school teacher. She had been going to that gym for 3 months. She found out about the video the same way most people find out they've become part of an internet moment. A text from a friend that just said, "Have you seen this?" She hadn't seen it. She'd been on a treadmill with her earbuds in, thinking about lesson plans. A journalist from a mid-sized digital outlet asked if she'd be willing to say anything publicly. She thought about it for 2 days. Then she wrote a short statement, less than 200 words, that she posted to her own personal Facebook page, which had maybe 300 friends on it. She said she didn't feel destroyed by what had happened. She said it stung, the way it would sting anyone to know that someone had laughed at you while you were just trying to take care of yourself. But she also said she'd been back to the gym since it happened. 3 times. "I'm not going to let someone else's cruelty become my reason to stop," she wrote. That statement reached 2 million people before the weekend. Jade Calloway posted a second video on Friday evening. It was longer than the first. She was sitting in her car, no makeup, natural light. She spoke slowly. She acknowledged Simone by name. She said she had reached out privately and that she was deeply ashamed of what the video showed. She addressed the photo manipulation directly. She confirmed it, didn't try to spin it, used the word dishonest about herself without being coached into it. She said she'd been terrified for years, that her real body wasn't enough, that the gap between what her audience expected and what she actually looked like had grown so wide that she'd started editing herself into someone who didn't exist. She said she had been selling something built on a lie, and she knew it, and she had kept going anyway because stopping felt like losing everything. She didn't cry. Her voice stayed even. She said she was canceling the coaching program and issuing refunds. Then she said she didn't know what came next. The comments on that video were not simple. They weren't all forgiveness. They weren't all condemnation. They were the complicated, contradictory, deeply human thing that happens when someone tells the truth after a long time of not telling it. Some people said it was too late. Some people said it was the most honest thing they'd ever seen a public figure say. Some people were angry. Some people were sad. Deborah, from outside Columbus, Ohio, posted a single sentence in response. "I hope she figures it out. I also hope I get my money back." Both things were allowed to be true at the same time. Simone went back to the gym on Saturday morning. She put her earbuds in. She got on the treadmill. She looked straight ahead. The gym was full of people at different stages of something. Beginning, middle, somewhere in between. Nobody knew where anyone else was in their story. Nobody knew what anyone had left behind to get there or what they were moving toward. She increased her speed, not because anyone was watching, not because it made for a good caption, just because she felt like it. Some stories end with justice, some end with redemption. This one ended with a woman on a treadmill, earbuds in, moving at her own pace, the same way it started. The difference was that this time, 30 million people were rooting for her. And maybe that's the part that stays with you. Not the cruelty that sparked it, not the scandal that followed, but the quiet fact that a woman who had no idea she was being watched became the most powerful person in the entire story. If this one hit different, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you're not subscribed yet, we'd love to have you here.